All right, let's dive into this Steelers update with some fresh energy and perspective. For years, one of the biggest frustrations with this franchise has been its predictability on game day. Fans have been craving a shakeup, something to keep the opposition guessing and inject some excitement into the defensive and offensive schemes. Now, there are signs that this might finally be starting to change, and it's stirring up some serious anticipation. Looking back over the past few days, in La Trobe, there haven't been any earth-shattering surprises or headline-grabbing moves. But the subtleties are what matter here. Injuries aside, like the one Isaac Seumalo is dealing with early on, the spotlight has been on how Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff plan to utilize key players who bring versatility and unpredictability to the field. Jalen Ramsey and John Smith, in particular, are at the center of this evolving strategy. These aren't just guys who slot into fixed positions and run a standard playbook. They're players who can adapt, shift, and force opponents to adjust their game plan in real time. Ramsey's presence in practice was a bit mysterious. He was approachable during his session, but offered nothing concrete about his role beyond the simple declaration, "I'm playing football. We'll figure it out together." That kind of response, paired with a confident grin, speaks volumes about the team's mindset. It's about flexibility, trust in each other, and a willingness to break away from traditional positional rigidity. And when Tomlin spoke, he confirmed that both Ramsey and Smith will definitely be on the field, though exactly where and how remains a secret even to insiders. What's exciting about Ramsey is his proven versatility. He's not just an outside cornerback or a slot corner. He's dabbled in safety and brought a level of adaptability that's rare. Tomlin's high praise highlights this, explaining that Ramsey was both the top safety and top corner on their draft board, reflecting his ability to play multiple roles at a high level. This isn't just a player who fits neatly into a position. He's a football player first. Someone who thrives on every aspect of defense, from man coverage to run support. This kind of positionless football seems to be a philosophy taking hold within the Steelers camp. Tomlin's emphasis on players being football players rather than just position players suggests a new era where adaptability trumps specialization. It's a concept Ramsey himself echoed, saying he's just a playmaker, not limited by a specific spot on the field. This shift could make the defense far less predictable and much more dangerous. Instead of simply moving pass rushers around the line, the Steelers might start using players like Ramsey closer to the line to create pressure from unexpected angles. On offense, John Smith's story is equally intriguing. Smith shares a history with Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, from their time working together in Nashville and Atlanta. This connection means there's a deep mutual understanding of what Smith can bring to the table. While Smith may not replicate the sheer number of catches made by top receivers, his ability to line up in various positions, H-back, fullback, slot, adds a layer of complexity to the offense. This versatility can keep defenses guessing, especially when combined with a strong supporting cast that can execute powerful run blocks or quick passes to players like Calvin Austin, finding open space. While it's clear that the Steelers' coaching staff isn't aiming to revolutionize football, their subtle moves and comments hint at a quiet confidence in this evolving, adaptable approach. The idea of players being ready to fill multiple roles and thrive in different situations is becoming a cornerstone. This is not just about forcing opponents to prepare for a standard playbook, but about keeping them off balance throughout the game. The discussion about the wide receiver group also sheds light on the team's mindset. There's been ongoing talk about whether the Steelers have a legitimate numbered receiver, a key role for any offense looking to stretch defenses. Robert Woods, a veteran presence, has publicly expressed his competitive mindset, signaling that everyone is fighting for their spot. Meanwhile, General Manager Omar Khan's remarks during minicamp reflect cautious optimism. He acknowledged the group's potential without overhyping it, emphasizing development and internal competition as critical factors. The hope is that someone will emerge as a reliable secondary option, even if the team isn't ready to declare a standout just yet. This cautious optimism extends to players like Roman Wilson, who showed progress over the summer but might not be the perfect fit to replace established players like DK Metcalf if the need arises. It's a reminder that team building in the NFL is complex and decisions are rarely black and white. The Steelers seem intent on developing their current roster before making big moves, balancing the immediate need for production with long-term asset management. Defensive depth, especially in the safety position, is another area to watch, with Minkah Fitzpatrick's role still to be fully addressed. Questions about who will step up remain. The team's approach appears to be a blend of relying on new signees like Juan Thornhill, while keeping options open to explore other possibilities. This flexibility in planning aligns perfectly with the broader theme of adaptability and versatility permeating the entire roster. Overall, what stands out is a Steelers team that is quietly embracing a more dynamic and less predictable style. It's about players who can shift roles, coaches who think beyond traditional schemes, and a front office that balances immediate competitiveness with smart, measured roster development. The upcoming practices and preseason games will be crucial to see how this strategy unfolds on the field, but the signs are promising for fans craving a fresh, exciting Steelers identity. Stay tuned as this story develops, because the pieces are in place for a season full of surprises and football played with a new kind of freedom and creativity. Continuing from where we left off, the evolution of the Steelers roster and scheme shows a franchise that is ready to embrace change without losing sight of its core identity. The conversations around the team reveal a subtle but significant shift in philosophy, one that values players' versatility and willingness to adapt as essential components of success. This shift is not about flashy reinventions or radical changes overnight, but about building a team that can be unpredictable in its approach, making opponents hesitate and second-guess their plans. Jalen Ramsey exemplifies this approach. His ability to seamlessly move between outside corner, slot corner, and safety, combined with a tenacity for both coverage and run support, paints the picture of a modern defender who refuses to be boxed into one role. Mike Tomlin's confidence in Ramsey is not merely about his physical skills, but also about his mentality, how he approaches each snap with intensity and a hunger that sets him apart. The coach's remarks highlight how Ramsey's presence alone adds a layer of complexity to the defense. Opposing quarterbacks and coordinators must prepare for the possibility that he could show up anywhere on the field, ready to disrupt plays from multiple angles. This concept of positionless football is gaining momentum within the Steelers organization and across the NFL. It challenges the traditional ways teams have been built for decades, where players are pigeonholed into specific positions with rigid responsibilities. Instead, players like Ramsey and even newer faces are encouraged to develop a broader skill set, enhancing the team's flexibility and creating more opportunities to exploit mismatches. This kind of football demands smart, adaptable athletes who can quickly understand their assignments and adjust on the fly. John Smith's role on offense further illustrates this principle. His relationship with Arthur Smith offers a unique advantage. Having worked together extensively in Nashville and Atlanta, there is a shared vision for how Smith can be utilized in a variety of ways. While he might not match the target volume or reception totals of a star receiver, his value lies in how he creates tactical dilemmas for opposing defenses. Lining him up as an H-back, fullback, or slot receiver forces defensive coordinators to rethink their coverage schemes and assignments. This unpredictability, paired with the offensive line's ability to deploy powerful run-blocking formations or quick passes, allows the Steelers to keep defenses off balance and opens up opportunities for playmakers like Cal Vin Austin to make explosive moves in space. The coaching staff's approach might not be revolutionary, but it is strategic and intentional. Tomlin's emphasis on players being football players rather than strictly defined by position encourages a culture where adaptability and football IQ are paramount. This attitude resonates with the players, fostering an environment where versatility is celebrated and expected. It also makes the Steelers a tougher team to game plan against, as their personnel can shift roles fluidly depending on the situation, opponent, and game flow. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that's sending shockwaves through the AFC North, wide receiver Tyler Boyd has reportedly inked a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. While the signing has not been officially confirmed by the franchise, insiders close to the situation suggest it's all but done, and Boyd himself may have just added fuel to the fire. According to unverified sources, the former Cincinnati Bengals standout didn't mince words. "We're going to take this division by storm." The quote, circulating across social media and fan forums, has ignited a frenzy of speculation. Is Boyd really defecting from the Bengals to their longtime divisional rivals? If so, what does that mean for the balance of power in one of the NFL's most competitive divisions? Boyd, a veteran presence in the slot with years of chemistry alongside Joe Burrow would bring valuable experience and toughness to a young Steelers receiving corps. With George Pickens rising and Russell Wilson or Justin Fields potentially under center, Boyd's addition could solidify Pittsburgh's passing attack and send a clear message to the rest of the division. Of course, the idea of Boyd donning black and gold is sure to sting for Bengals fans, many of whom viewed him as a loyal soldier through both rebuilding years and playoff runs. Jumping ship to a hated rival like Pittsburgh, that's a plot twist worthy of an off-season drama. Some believe this is all smoke and mirrors, a tactic to stir leverage or media attention. But others argue that this isn't just about football, it's personal. Boyd, originally from Western Pennsylvania, has long expressed pride in his Pittsburgh roots. A return home, wrapped in the opportunity to get revenge on his former team, may be tempting to pass up. If the deal becomes official, expect fireworks in the AFC North, with Boyd seemingly embracing the role of villain. The rivalry between the Bengals and Steelers may have just gained a brand new chapter. Stay tuned, this storm is just beginning to form. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.